This video is all about halves and quarters and will help you do the quizzes on the same topic. Let's start by thinking about how we read and write fractions. Fractions describe the value of a number between 0 and 1. Let's look at a simple example. This mark is halfway between 0 and 1. It divides the number line into two equal-sized pieces. The circle shows that half has been coloured in. We write the number half like this, 1 over 2. Fractions are always written in the same way. Here's another example. This shape has been divided now into 4 equal-sized parts. One out of the 4 equal parts has been shaded in yellow. We call this fraction 1/4. It's written as 1 over 4, or in the quizzes you might see it written as 1/4. Let's look at 1/2 again. It's important to learn what each part of a fraction number means. The number on the bottom of the fraction is called the denominator. This tells us how many equal parts the shape has been divided into. The number on the top of the fraction is called the numerator. This tells us how many of the equal parts we have. In this example, 1 out of the 2 equal parts has been shaded in, and we read this fraction as 1/2. To find a half, we divide by 2. Now let's look at quarters. We read this fraction as 1/4. Once again, the denominator, or the number on the bottom, tells us how many equal pieces we have. In this case, it's 4. The numerator, on the top of the fraction, tells us that we have one of those 4 equal pieces. To find a quarter, we divide by 4. How do we find fractions of numbers? Let's look at an example. What is half of 12? To find a half, we need to divide by 2. 2 is the denominator on the bottom of the fraction. So we need to work out 12 divided by 2. Let's use the sharing method. I'm sharing the blocks equally between the two groups. Now we need to count how many blocks are in each group. And the answer is 6. Let's compare halves and quarters. 1/2 is the same amount as 2/4, and you can see this in the picture. These fractions are known as equivalent fractions. That means that they describe the same amount. Remember, the bottom number on a fraction tells you how many equal pieces the shape or number has been divided into. To find a half, divide by 2. To find a quarter, divide by 4. 1/2 is the same as 2/4. Now have a go at these quizzes.